2024 was a fantastic year for my quilting. I love doing quilt as you go, and I always love bright colors as well. Using up my scraps is a priority. I'm getting a bit older and now I want to use them up. But when I make a quilt as you go, I always like to see the back as well. The backing is as important to me as the front. And using up all of the small bits is a priority for me this year. And I think I will continue that again in 2025. Batting, batting, batting. All these little bits of batting, they certainly collect and they certainly take up a lot of space. So what better to do is find ways to use them. Use them in little comfort quilts that can be donated. Use them, make something that's kind of exciting. Test out your skills and make something that is going to help somebody else. And I love circles, and I love triangles, and I love squares and color. All of these things that I've made this year. The surprise of the backing, I love it. It's so much fun. This was a quilt that I made using the backing as the sashing on the front, and that was a really good experiment for me. I will do that again. And lots of little squares, making a really bold statement of color. I think color's been more important to me this year. I've had a lot of things going on in personal life, so all of this color seems to be brightening up my days. And I had this quilt long ago, and I hated it. I really did hate it. But once I took off that outside border and looked at it again in another with new eyes, I finished it, and it is now a donated quilt. And I know who I donated it to, and they love it. And having some fun with leftovers, making something, using orphan blocks that people give me. It's all really a lot of fun to make. And I still have a little spark of creativity and fun in my life. I like using up these little bits. And the orphan blocks that people give me, I just really appreciate, and I love making things with things that I haven't created in the first place, but I find a way to use them. This quilt was a year-long project, and I moved those squares around a couple of times before I finally finished it and entered it into the competition at the end of the year. And this was my challenge for the year, and I really like it. I think I'm going to put this one on my bed or the spare room bed. And finally, at the end of the year, I made this out of orphan blocks, and I added a little song, and I'm really so pleased that people appreciated the song. Songwriting and quilting seems to go together. I can create in many different ways. Anyway, thank you for supporting my channel in 2024, and I love the comments that I get. I like the community that is forming, and it's so rewarding to be able to help people around the world. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, and see you in 2025. Snowing out today.